Hi everyone, I, Mardianto Barumbun, and my two other colleagues, Enditya Pratiwi and Andi Wilda Indranana, are going to present to you our research paper entitled Pre-Service Primary Teachers' Common Errors in Solving Mathematics Literacy Problems. Alright, it is broadly known that one of the significant aims of educational organization in school is to encourage mathematical literacy. Wijaya 2016 stated that the ability and skills in solving math problems, especially mathematical literacy problems, are not easily mastered by most students, even to those who are in the university level. This also happened among pre-service primary teachers who are unable to understand the essential information from the math problems, so that they ended up making mathematics errors. Well, some studies have been conducted to study the abilities and skills of students and teachers in solving mathematical literacy problems. However, only a few studies has discussed the abilities and skills of pre-service primary teachers in solving mathematical literacy problems, especially those that focus on errors in understanding mathematical literacy problems that provide information in the form of pictures and diagrams. Therefore, we are interested to find out how pre-service primary teachers' common errors in solving mathematics literacy problems.
Okay, I will continue the presentation that has been delivered by my partner before. In this section, I will explain related to the method used in our research. This research is qualitative study that describes pre-service primary teachers' work in solving mathematical literacy problems. Furthermore, the research focus is on the error made by pre-service primary teachers in solving mathematical literacy problems. Next, the research subject were pre-service primary teachers who made mistake in solving mathematical literacy problems. 26 pre-service primary teachers are asked to solve two mathematical literacy problems related to geometry. The analysis of this research is mathematical literacy problem was given after the pre-service primary teachers took the geometry course programs at the beginning of the learning semester. To investigate the type of error that occur, only use the data on the pre-service primary teachers worksheet for whom the error occurred. Then, to obtain the percentage of error types, an analysis was performed on the pre-service primary teachers worksheet for two mathematical literacy problems. The analysis was performed by adjusting the indicator for four types of problem-solving errors and dividing them by the total pre-service primary teacher who participate in solving mathematical literacy problems. The result of this study showed that 26 pre-service primary teacher who solved two mathematical literacy problems experience error in four types of errors. Based on the coding carried out on each error's indicator, the error of the transformation type on the T1 and T2 indicator were the most carried out, 96.2%. In contrast, the error in mathematical processing, especially in the MT2 indicators, were rarely done, 11.5%.
The first type of error is comprehension. Error in this type of comprehension occur when pre-service primary teacher cannot understand a given mathematical literacy problem. The pre-service primary teachers cannot interpret the problem, so they do not use the appropriate information to determine the solution to the problem. The worksheet also shows that pre-service primary teacher use the information in the picture without interpreting at first. Other studies by Sumiratana et al. 2017 have found that if teacher can use real-life problem, it can be a starting point that encourage students to understand better the problem given. The second is transformation. The percentage of indicators that are not much different. This condition indicates that the pre-service primary teachers cannot conduct a default analysis of determination of the strategy used. Besides, pre-service primary teachers are incapable of developing and using simple methods to solve problems and did not conduct a default analysis to determine the procedure to solve the problem. Likewise, using concepts to support specified procedures. Other studies have found that if students can develop their models or methods, they can solve mathematical literacy problems. In line with the research results, which state that a teacher must be able to choose the right strategy to solve mathematical literacy problem. The next type of error is process skill. Errors in this type of mathematical processing have very far different percentage indicators. The pre-service primary teacher does not experience errors in the comprehension and transformation types, but the errors are initiated in the mathematical processing type. Errors that occur are caused by carelessness in the process of solving problems. This shows that the error in the form of carelessness dramatically affects the following type of error and results in error in the final answer. In fact, carelessness is very likely to occur in 4 types of errors. The last type of error is encoding. Error in encoding type has a percentage of 100%. Which means that all pre-service primary teachers experience errors in solving mathematics literacy problem. Even though the type of transformation of pre-service primary teachers is correct, if there is an error in the mathematical processing type, the encoding type error also experience an error. This results in all participants experiencing error in the type of encoding because the conclusion drawn by all participants experience error in line with Hadi et al. 2018. They state that student errors in determining conclusion mark encoding errors. So there is 2 conclusions in this research. 1. The research found errors with a new type, namely carelessness. Error in the type of carelessness indicates that even though the comprehensions, transformations, and mathematical processing types are correct, when there is an error on the whole type afterward, the final result still experiences errors, and results in error in the last type, namely encoding. 2. There is a relationship between errors that occur in solving mathematical literacy problems. If an error occurs starting in the comprehension types, then an error occurs on all subsequent error types.